Hi, this is paulfannet. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the time management, manage your own time. So what I'm trying to do is get some information from entrepreneur.com and some information from University Kent. So it's going to help you out tomorrow or aren't a graduate student to prepare time. So that's practice the following technique. Okay, just 10 technique that from entrepreneur.com for entrepreneurs carry a schedule, record all your thought and conversation and activity for a week, and which will help you understand how much you can get done during the course of the day and where your previous moments are going. You'll see how much time is actually spent producing the result and how much time is wasted on a productive thought, conversation, and action. Another thing is get activity or conversation that's important to your success. Should have a time assigned to it, and to-do lists get longer and longer to the point where they are unworkable. So appointment work, schedule appointment with yourself and create time block for high priority thought and conversation that you can understand. Number one, and action a schedule when they will begin and end, and have a discipline to keep this appointment. I think my favorite tool is Google Calendar. Do that and you will sync to your cell phone. Plan to keep at least 50% of your time engaged in the thought activities conversations that produce most of the result. Schedule time interruption. That's important. Plan time to be pulled away because we say normally just 50% we engage in the time we plan. So schedule time for interruption is okay. Plan time to be pulled away for what you are doing, and take for instance the concept of having office hour isn't really office hour. Another way of saying is plan interruption. So plan your interaction doing something with which is your phone that you have to do something at work, put office out there, and that interaction is necessary if you want to create your result. Take the first 30 minutes of every day to plan your day. Don't start the day until you complete your time frame. The most important time of the day is the time you schedule the time. Take the 5 minutes before every call task, decide what the result you want to have or to attain, and will help you to know what success looks like before you start. And will also short time down and take 5 minutes after each call and activity to determine whether desired result was achieved. If not, what's missing and how do you put what's missing in your next day activity. Put up a do not disturb sign when you absolutely have to go out to get work done. Practice not answering the phone just because it's raining an email, just because they show up. Disconnect instant messages. Don't instantly give people your attention list. It's absolutely critical in your business to offer an immediate human response. Instead, schedule time to answer email and return phone call. 9. Block on other distractions like Facebook and other form of social media unless you use these tools to generate income. Remember that it is important to get everything done. Also remember that odds are good that 20% of your thought conversation activity will do so 80% of result. So according to Investor King, okay, so one exercise you can do is keeping the to-do list. You should have a reminder system to tell you what you need to do, and don't try to remember everything in your head in the recipe of this disaster. So carry a pen and pencil to organize where you do attend the simple level of your the reminder, like any book, notes everything that you can actually create a system. Could simply do be use your diary. One other thing you need to do, including appointments and deadline, and you can also use calendar that type of software as well. Before interview, try to write down the question you wish, and that's a small piece of the card plan. So to say the schedule, I devise a timetable which is I stick to. I use the electronic scanner, which is I program to send out the email as a reminder to myself and my team. Is was very useful and tool, and it's one that I have used continuously to manage my time effectively. Right? Can students say that? The student works, writes, and prepares seminars to decide subjects, go libraries, other pay, when research reports, cards, birthday prepare, when by Ian. So this is Simon. So daily list of tasks that need to be done is essential part of this action. Prefer to update this regularly and prioritize items on the list to important, non-important, certain, non-urgent, such that can take the wide variety of format, but the example is given to arrive. So update your list daily and cross out the complete tasks and adding new tasks that need to be done. Actually, important tasks can be highlighted with an asterisk. Okay, so advance of using to-do list. Like I using this format as my to-do list. I put the category here and put the action here. So because I don't want to put all the list in just one pile, so I put a category. Okay, something to do with this task, that task, that category. So you can focus. So that's how I focus important subject, and you can less likely to forget to do the task. And writing the here helps you all the thought and helps you show the big picture. You don't need to hold everything in your head. It saves time, helps you decide priority, and most important and most urgent, and less likely to become sidetracked. And you get reward of ticking off your achievement. You feel more control and feel aware of what you have done. Always have something to work on. Setting a goal, your goal specifically define the goal and make sure that they are realistic and achievable. So we say the goal is smart, right? Achievable, smart. And to do this, you first need to examine your present situation and assess what goals are important to you and what action you need to take to achieve your goal. So have a contingency plan or the alternative route to your goal in case you have to change the plan. For example, taking a relevant postgraduate course if you don't get the job. See, you know, prioritizing. Okay, this is effective and effectiveness are not the same. Someone who work hard and is well organized but spend all their time on unimportant tasks may be efficient but not effective. So to do the effective, you need to decide what tasks are urgent and important and to focus on this task. This is called prioritizing. It is important to list and tasks you have and to sort this in order to prioritize and then to devote most time to the most important task. This avoids the natural tendency to concentrate on simple, easy tasks and to allow too many interruptions to your work. Differentiate also between urgent and important tasks. An urgent task may be necessary important, but while jotting things down, you won't be able to apply to every employer. You will need to carefully prioritize this you wish to apply to and based upon factors such as closing date, location, degree, class requiring the change are getting in. A survey according to 150 executives will ask which day of the week employee that productive the most. Monday 12, Tuesday 57, Wednesday 11, Thursday 11, Friday 3, don't know 6. Avoiding procrastination. So get a professional environment. People are so easily distracted by the noise, whether it's email, mean, the bar, text, and well, always would be something that seems to be so much important than the actual text. So more often, people will get to go up with their nice to have activity rather than the critical work which create more value for the businesses. So being ruthless to focus means you have the ability to cancel out the noise and focus on where this is one. It's a strength in itself to be able to say something is not critical. So procrastinate is a source of action. The brain is important that you manage your fear of doing things you you don't want to do, and the realistic that the fear is often far worse than any possible negative result. So try to take a decision immediately when possible and when you don't need to gather more information pertinent to the decision. The best time to do something is usually now. Taking action, generating impetus for further action. Many applications to prestigious employers now need to be made in the first term of your financial years, and if you procrastinate, you will miss the deadline. Breaking down task. So breaking down the goal, never leave that until tomorrow, which you can do today. Breaking down the tasks go down into their corporate so that you can accomplish them one step at a time. Write this test down and try to be as specific as you can when you do this, and try to complete one task before you go to the next. Reward yourself for achieving this goal to maintain your enthusiasm. For example, when you are invited to your first interview, treat yourself to a good meal with a friend, regularly interview your program toward your goal, and revise plan as appropriate to take account of unforeseen changes. Persevering. Even over time, things will not always run smoothly as you progress toward your goal. When things are not working out, you need to persevere and learn how to take a positive attitude toward frustration and fear. Mistakes that are a crucial part of any creative process of each is a lesson leading you toward the right solution. Fear of making mistake is the main handicap to take effective action. So it is said that the people who have achieved the most and have made the most mistakes try to be aware of these actions come as from much from the persuasion goal as from achieving them. Work at the effective strategies deal with pressure. This can vary from taking exercise to relaxation techniques such as yoga to simply share the problem with friends. Being assertive can also help us here in, for example, politely saying no to the demands of others when you are pushed for time. Sharing tasks and the problem with others with rather burden that will bring a fresh perspective to them. Organize your time. Identify the areas of time life where you are wasting time and try to reduce it. The good way to do is to log every day that you do for weekends in the meticulous as the detail, and then examine your record to see how you use and misuse your time. Develop the regular work routine to keep your work space tidy so that you can work effectively, and this is hard to do this if you think you need to find are buried under the pile of paper. Works to schedule so they are that you meet deadline in good time, so don't have everything until the last minute. If you have a difficult access to write, start by drafting out the structure first and will break the ice. When applying the job, keep copy of all the applicants you have made and keep a log of the data you apply, result, and the record of all your interview, plus your question asked. So this will help you to keep track of your program and spot areas where you could improve. Using the time log, so one useful way to eliminate the waste time is to use time log. First, you need to make up the chart for the next 7 days, divide into half hours interval, starting at the time you get up and finish at the time you get to bed. So write down what you did on each half hours of the day for the next 7 days. Choose a typical week, and the example of the one day is given to a night to a right. So at the week examine your time log and ask yourself the following question. Are there any periods that I could use more productively? What time of day do I do my most effective work? Some people are most alert in the morning, and while others concentrate being the best during the afternoon or evening. Schedule your most important tasks for this time of the day. So like 8:30 get up, breakfast, read newspaper, lecture, and coffee, breakfast, library, lunch, and career information, lecture, seminar, sports, dinner, and listen to music at home, and watch TV channel, chatting with neighbors on Union Bar, and party at Abigail and home and bed. So now how you should have been able to identify a way in which that you could manage your time more effectively, and how know some technique to allow you to do this. You might like to look at the section of action planning, which is identify other ways of the organizing your tasks so that you can achieve your goal. So one way that employee may measure the time management skill at the interview is through the in-tray exercise. So revising your examination. So have a regular venue for revision such as library where you were free from distraction. You should never while become conditioned to starting work immediately at in the occasion, plan out the division schedule or time table so that you develop enough time to each subject. So summarize your lecture notes and use diagram and graph with the way a picture is worth 1,000 words. Use a highlight pen and some the lines to emphasize the key fact. For last minute revision, make minimal to notes occupy no more than a couple of slide A4 and record key facts in diagram and the folder. Use part of the examination paper when revising a similarity yourself with sort of the question that might be asked away. Revising that take a few minutes to break every too often to clear the fresh in your list and allow some time of your completion relaxation. So further information, see other page for further infection. Okay, so I hope this helped. Okay, this is Paul, and don't forget to subscribe. And you have a very blessed day. Okay, bye bye.